Hey everyone. Okay, so I think the best place to start with this chapter is Homer and Valkyrie, because almost immediately Mashima confirmed my suspicions that yes, it was Seiji who helped in reviving Valkyrie, although as we learned, she technically didn't even die. Her head just got cut off, and apparently that's something that doesn't kill a robot. And honestly, well, maybe a little hastily rushed with the explanation, I can kind of buy into that, because when you look at how Valkyrie died in the world we know, or even Witch for that matter, both were cases where their pretty much cores were destroyed, or they were just outright completely wiped out. But in Universe Zero, Valkyrie just had her head cut off, and if we're operating on basic robotics logic, then getting your head chopped off isn't likely to leave any long-term effect, or isn't likely to kill a robot, I guess, especially if we're talking an android as advanced and designed as Valkyrie. So I can easily forgive it. And as a whole, though, I do like how Mashima handled this resurrection, so to speak. Although one thing I do gotta ask is if the remaining alive after being beheaded thing is something he established, or if it's just a common sense rule he placed to allow Valkyrie to survive. Because my memory's a little fuzzy, but I think I remember Mashima did mention offhandedly before that being beheaded did it doesn't kill a robot, and maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I don't know for sure. And yeah, obviously the next big thing to talk about, though, is seeing Homer reconcile with her mother Kurenai. And previous feelings on Kurenai aside, I just really loved the way Mashima handled the whole moment. It was quiet. There was no background noise. It was just it was just giving Homura the opportunity to have this time alone with her mother, so both can properly reconcile their feelings with each other. Something that arguably Homura never really got the chance to do before. And the way it plays out does feel like the perfect closure that was needed for both mother and daughter. And in a reverse of Sunjul, where Homer rejected her all her mother was and all she had become outright, here she's being given the opportunity to put all that aside and just accept her and forgive her for what she did. And yeah, just the way it played out, it felt like the perfect way in order to reconcile like the feelings, both like in order for Homura especially to reconcile with her mother. Also, I gotta give Mashima this. He knows how to create characters with extremely punchable faces, and I don't know if that was Baron Mordo, Kurenai's second husband. He didn't confirm it within the chapter itself, but I have to assume so. It's definitely implied that was him. And although I have given Mashima a little bit of shit for not setting the stakes properly, this is one time where I don't mind that the Eden Zero crew just absolutely wrecks shop on the bad guy's plans, because that dude, that fat bastard, needed to get his ass beat for everything he did. And seeing Shiki just throw his battered body at Homer and Kurenai's feet, along with seeing his satellite weapon being destroyed by the Eden Zero, all of it was just chef's kiss, absolutely so satisfying. And combined with seeing like Kurenai tearfully hug Homura as like the cherry on top to all this, like pretty much knowing she's free, it just fills you with the good chemicals that they're reunited and that they can finally live with some manner of peace and start to put their lives back together again. Like that's the vibe that this gave me, is that it's a fresh start for both Homer and Kurenai to, for better or worse, start anew and just try and reconcile with each other. And and getting back to in terms of that like Baron guy, like what happened to him, it plays into that thing you love to see. Rich asswipes like that, who think they can get away with anything, taken down off their pedestals. And while we're on the subject, my dude, Mr. Baron guy, did you seriously try to pull a financial fast one on Drac and Joe? Because that's what it's sounding like based on Drac and Joe being fed false intel on the whole debt situation. Like was that Baron dude like the one who said yeah this pretty much chick has basically got some financial debt with you come pick her up or something? Was that what he did? Because if that's true, then my dude, Baron dude, repeat after me, okay? You are a dumbass. You're a dumbass. Seriously, like it was a dumb idea when Caesar did it to Big Mom in One Piece. And dude, you're an idiot for trying to swindle Draken Joe. Like, what the fuck was that? Seriously, my dude. What were you thinking? Did you not think you wouldn't suffer consequences? Because honestly, if next chapter we see that dude being dropped off at Draken Joe, dropped at Draken Joe's feet, I will clap. Like, holy shit, I will love it. That would be just the perfect way to end this motherfucker. And yeah. But yeah. With all that said, I do want to talk about the future of the series and how I think it might end, because honestly, between Witch and Valkyrie's return, as well as just seeing Homer and Kurenai reconcile, I can't help but think that Mashima's plan to end this series is somehow to have Universe Zero, and I guess the one we know, I guess, is Universe Edens or Planet Edens, kind of combine into one and become a more centralized universe without all this like time splintering and alternate reality multiverse kind of shit happening. Like right now, whatever happens from here, that just feels like the most likely scenario. And honestly, if this is in fact Mashima's plan, it is probably the best way for him to get away with the idea of keeping Witch and Valkyrie alive. And so far, it's looking like the only real way as well in which to save Mother right now, because we haven't even met back up with Rachel, and I'm still having a hard time coming up with a solution beyond the merger to fix this problem. So yeah, I think that's probably what we're looking at here, is a merger of Universe Zero and maybe like Planet Edens or Universe Edens, whatever it is, just wrapping and warping it all into one little package, honestly. Also, on a side note, when or if the anime reaches this point, one thing I hope they do is intersplice or rearrange the moments of Homer walking towards her mother with the bits of Valkyrie explaining Kurenai's situation, because I do admit, I do feel Mashima could have blended these two moments together a little better and make it flow more naturally, and it's fine as is, I guess, but it's also one of those things where I would have liked to see like more panels, like just 2 or 3 panels of her walk, 2 or 3 more panels of her walking towards her mother, while kind of showing in the background of like Valkyrie's explanation of the situation. I think that would have played a little bit better in my mind. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. I'm on Twitter, Analyst Crunchyroll. Be sure to notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and just share the video around, guys. Dark Knight Very signing off. Later, everyone.